Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 5 of the 200 horsepower challenge here on Comlands with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as I said at the end of the last video, I was going to advance time until the grass was ready. So I have cut it and fermented it and sold the next cutting. So that took us from 83,000 where I left you to 134. And I did use a little of our grass to turn to hay and made some more TMR. So we're up to 39,000 TMR. Now I haven't done anything with the manure and slurry, and we're a little bit ahead of where we were when we processed it last time. Yeah, we're at 5,600 liters of manure and 7,200 liters of slurry. And basically, we need 20,000 more dollars to buy that property just up the hill there. And if we were to produce the manure and slurry now, that's probably just about what we get. So if we bought that, we'd be wiped out. But what I'm going to do is I am going to sleep through the night, and then we'll process it. And that should give us a little bit extra. Besides, it's just about the end of the day here anyway, and we'll have some grass to cut at that time. So I'm going to have a quick snooze, and we'll see you, well, I guess tomorrow in game or next month. So to catch up with you then. Well, good morning. It's the next month, as you can see, a little bit frosty. Now, some of the creators that are doing this have actually put their setting on a fixed month. I have not done so, and I do have snow turned on. That was, I believe, one of the rules. But I haven't had any snow stick yet, really, so I haven't had any need to go to a fixed visual month. But if snow becomes too much of a nuisance, we may do that. But anyways, enough of that. Let's jump in the tractor, and we're going to move that manure over, and then we'll grab our slurry tank, and we'll get that slurry over to our production, and we'll get that going and see what kind of money we can make. So we can buy that piece of property, hopefully. Oh, and we probably have some more milk to sell. I've been trying to kind of sell it on a daily basis because that's what would happen in real life. Now, I didn't mention one of the advantages of that little trailer that we picked up is that it's got a side tip on it, so I can use it to feed the cows. I meant to mention that, and I realized during editing I forgot to. Well, that's one of the big advantages of that little trailer, because that building's pretty low, so an end dump type trailer I don't think would work very good. I have to say, I really like this bucket. It is a mod. It's called the Hauer Newer Bucket. Oh, that's my hound dog here. Sage, quiet. Jace. Sorry about that. There is an unrealistic one. It has a 10,000 liter capacity, but I do find it works pretty good, this thing. Sorry, I just put you on mute there because my neighbor had the nerve to go out and get in his truck, and my office here that I record in is closest to his house, so I was driving Sage, our dog, nuts. So didn't think you needed to listen to that. I was going to say though, if there are any mods I'm using, I don't I'm bad for not saying who the modder are. Lots of these I've had installed for a long time, and I'd have to go back and look. But if there is a mod that you see that I'm using that you are particularly interested in, just leave it in the comments, and I will uh, sort out who it is and give you more details on it. I'm not that organized to go and get all that information ahead of time. Oh, where am I going? This is not. I turned the traffic off when I was doing that grass work, and I forgot to turn it back on. That's something we probably won't need to do too much of anymore, because if we get the other piece of property, uh, I know you'll find it hard to believe, but mowing around these buildings has kind of lost some of its charm. We won't be doing that anymore, and I can tell you I won't miss it. And then it's working around the yard here is when I have to make runs out into the road, and the traffic is a real nuisance. Should be able to turn it on. I'll leave it on, I think. Although there is nothing in the rules that says you have to do that, but I like having the traffic on. It kind of gives the map a lived-in look. When we get this production moved up the hill, I'll probably look at maybe getting a larger tanker. It's not really too much of a nuisance to make a number of trips just when you're moving it across the yard, but if we're moving it up that hill, fella may not want to make so many trips. Okay. I'll get this turned on. That one right there. All right. Well, I'm going to put this tanker away. I'll probably run, well, not probably, I will run up and sell our milk. There's only be a 1,000 liters of it or so. And I'll bring you back in once the fertilizer is done processing. So, see you in a little bit. Well, there we go. Snowing, as you can see. So I did sell our milk, and I fed our cows, and then I jumped time ahead to give our production opportunity to complete its work. There is a tiny little bit left in there yet that it's working on, but it's not worth waiting for. And we're at the point where we have enough funds to buy that property. But before we do that, I just want to give a shout out again to Crestu, who came up with this challenge. He has definitely struck a chord. There's somewhere between 10 and 12 content creators that are involved in this challenge. Um, I haven't been able to catch up on everybody. I was kind of out of the loop for 10 days, and starting tomorrow, I'm going to be out for another 10. So I've been binge watching as much as I could, as well as working on my different series and that. But I really do encourage you to go and check those guys out, because they're all, like FS Dave said, they're all small channels. I haven't seen any major duplication, uh, surprisingly, with that many folks doing it. And I'll tell you, you'll be able to tell who the old guy is who's doing the challenge, because so far, of all the ones I've watched, I'm the only guy not sleeping on the ground. I've been there, done that. I didn't even get a t-shirt. So this old guy, he started with a house, and I think I'm the only guy so far that I've seen that's done that. And I've seen a number of them. Like I said, I don't think I've seen everybody, but close. So anyways, I encourage you those to go check those guys out because there is some really good content there. And think of it this way, you'll be on the ground floor. There is bound to be some next stars of Farming Simulator on YouTube out of that many creators. So you can say you were there when they started. So anyways, let's buy this piece of property. I checked out this field. It had parsnips in it the last time I looked, and they hadn't been harvested. And I actually, honestly, am glad they're gone because I couldn't stomach the thought of having to plow these in. And so I thought I'd be on the hook to harvest these parsnips. So they're gone, so we don't have to worry about that. But hey, enough of that jibber jabbering. Let's go buy this, shall we? So that's this plot right here. And yeah, we have enough funds. Doesn't leave us very much, but so we do have this field that we can prep because we can, because seasons are off, we can plant at any time. But I think before I do that, our bunker is empty. I'm going to come up here and start cutting some grass on our property up here. Now I think we'll have more grass than what our bunker will be able to hold. So I was thinking anything that's left over, I'll turn to hay, and I'll first top up our production and then sell any excess, because I think our property goes on to the other side of the road here. We take a look at the map again. Yeah, it does. So we've got that grass to mow there. So I'm going to get set up and we'll start making some silage again. It's kind of handy that this field and then the field down below are kind of going to be off sync. Kind of going to leave them that way for the time being. So pretty much, reduce the amount of time I have to jump ahead between silage cuts. So anyways, I'll get set up and I'll meet you on our new property. Well, welcome back, guys. One of the first things you'll notice, there's no snow around. I did advance to the next month, and yes, there is a story. I can do this in cab, so those trees aren't obstructing yours and my vision. But what happened was, we came up here, we started mowing just like we are now. Of course, it was snowing, as you may recall, and we've done a little bit. And then suddenly the snow stuck to the ground, which for me was the first time it's done that on this map, which was fine. So we just carried on, and after a little while I noticed that the loading wagon was no longer filling up. We just were mowing, but nothing was happening. Now I just have to be careful here. We're going to reach the limit here. There we are. Now we'll jump back out of cab here. So my initial reaction was to do like some of the others had done. I was going to go and put it on a fixed visual month, and I thought, oh, look at that. We made a mess right there. I thought, nope, not going to do that. Is that going to pick it up? No, because it's not on our property anymore. And so I said, we just head back, sleep to today, and carry on. Because it was one of the rules to leave snow turned on. And it dropped a little bit there too. Well, and that's actually what killed us. So I went and drove down this track we're heading to and out onto the road, and a huge dump of grass came out of I guess the mower must have a little internal capacity or something, I don't know. And right in the middle of the road, blocking traffic both ways, and I could not get rid of it. Of course, we don't own that land, we can't buy it. Yeah, so luckily I had done a save right at that point, so I thought, well, we'll just advance a month and start over. So now I got to try and remember what we were talking about. So I am going to buy, let's go back in cab here around these trees. I am going to buy a larger bunker and put it up on top there. But I do, at this point anyways, plan on keeping that smaller bunker down by the cattle for just that, for making our cattle feed. So that's the plan as it stands right now. And once we fill the bunker up here with this grass from up here, like I said, I'll turn a bunch of it into hay, and it'll definitely fill up our production and then sell the rest. Just creeping along here to find where our property actually ends. Right there. So that'll be one of the first things we put up here. And again, I'd like to move our production shed up here at some point, but that's that'll be at a later date because we'll lose a little money doing that. But the money should come in pretty regularly, or at least more regularly now that we'll be we've got our 2 grass areas kind of out of sync, so we'll have silage to sell twice as often, if that makes sense. Oh, that was handy. Didn't realize I had my mic muted, so I wonder how much of that you guys missed. Oh my goodness. Let's just sneak between these 2 trees. That'll be handy. Might as well grab this grass while we're at it. Oh, sorry about that. What I was saying, and hopefully that's all you missed, is that I recorded a Valley Spring episode yesterday, and I mentioned on there that I'm playing injured. I don't have the use of my left thumb. So things might be a little bit rougher than what they normally are. But if you say, no, Farmer Murphy, they're just about as bad as usual, then just forget I said anything. But it is a nuisance not having that thumb for the controller. So I might drive you through the trees like I just did there a little bit more often than I try and avoid that. But, you know, I'm so used to it when I'm playing on my own, like I just ignore it, and then I forget I'm recording, and it's just a horrible thing, I'm sure, for you guys to see. Alright, now let's head down there. Now once we get this mowed the first time, those taller flowers and leaves, they don't grow back, so you can see the edge of your field, and then you don't have these kind of issues like feeling out where the edges are, because you can actually see them. And I think I showed you that in one of the previous episodes. Oh, got a little too close to the edge there. Of course, if you are using something like a butterfly mower, you can steal a little grass from your neighbors that way. Not that I would ever do that. Oh, that'd be just wrong. Oh, there's those darn trees again. Sorry about that. What a gong show. You're gonna have noticed a little break. That's because I knocked my controller off the table and everything went sideways here. So that's what went on there. See why I jump cut? So you guys don't have to put up with that kind of malarkey. Oh goodness. That's all fun. Well, for me anyways. No, that's like I said, that's part of Murphy's Law. I got that table right beside me. Very rarely do I ever knock the controller off, but one of the times I did it, I would be recording, of course. Well, let's see if we can not drag you through the trees this time. Just for something different. You know what, we're going to sneak through this little gap here again. Oh, she struggles a little bit when that wagon starts to get full. Now, we are going to need to get another tractor at some point. But I think that's still a little ways off. I suppose smart money would have started mowing on the other side of the road. I don't think there's any trees over there. But I decided to drag you guys through this area where all the trees are. Yeah, she's slowing down a little bit when she has to cut up this hill now that our loading wagon's getting full. Oh, I forgot to look at the used equipment. Not that we really have any money to spend, but when I came forward today, so I'll have to do that. I am hoping a particular tractor comes up on sale. Although, even on sale, we wouldn't be able to afford it right now, but we do need all of the arable equipment. Most guys are using that Case or John Deere seeder that's only 6,000, is like a 5-meter direct drill. So we're really going to try and avoid that and see if we can't find something else. Because I've used that myself quite a bit. I mean, it is ideal, but it would be nice to showcase something else. Oh, I'd put my toque on in February. I suppose I could probably take that off now. I don't need it on anymore. I can put my cap back on. Just about got a load here. I think when we get this full, we'll call it an episode there. But I think what I'll do is I'll just get the bunker full. And then I'll bring you back in and we'll show some haymaking. So all I've ever done is list little snippets up to this point and done jump cuts, so what the heck, show a little bit more of it. I'm going to estimate that our bunker will hold about 200,000. Actually, you know what? Rather than going out on the road like we did last time, let's sneak along the edge of our field. It needs to be plowed anyway. That way we don't need to deal with traffic. Cut across the creek. Bob's your uncle. There we go. Try and avoid slapping you in the face with those trees. There we go. All right. I think that's probably going to make an episode there. Probably a little bit longer than what we've been running, but that's fine. I am going to carry on and I'll get this bunker full. And like I said, I'll probably bring you back in this same day because we've been doing lots of jumping ahead. And I'll show you making some hay and we'll see how much it takes to fill up our uh, forage production. So if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. I guess I don't need to be sitting here. Jeez. Really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, and you dare, hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget about that old notification bell if you want to see when other fantastic content like this lands. But for this episode here on Comlands, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.